Why, thank you, sir. I think I will. So here's the deal. I think a lot about the politics of how men and women relate to each other, because I think they're important. And so to become a father, it's like it's intense. It's like you are immediately exposed to how your idea of who you are as a person, the world, society, culture, whatever you want to call it, the habits that we as people have actually collectively come up with and then started to put on people, and that we are in the process of outgrowing, which is awesome. It immediately starts getting foisted on babies. People tell you, if your son acts a certain way, people tell you, don't worry. And you're saying, well, no, I wasn't worried. He's just really big. I'm totally stoked. I don't have to worry about how big he is. But, I don't have whether he's getting enough to eat. But people assume that you worry he's going to be fat, right? And ideas of body image and of gender and all these things start getting forced on people literally as soon as they're born, right? Going to Georgia is a song by a young man who looks a lot like me but weighs a little less and never sleeps. And buttons his shirts all the way up to his neck because he thinks that's cool and tucks his t-shirts in. The song was written by that dude. And that young fellow, like a lot of young men with acoustic guitars, thought and believed in his heart I was a self-identified feminist, but young songwriter dudes tend to think that the most romantic figure in the world, the guy with whom everyone must necessarily feel sympathy and art, is the rejected male, right? That guy, you gotta feel bad for him. He didn't get what he wanted, right? So, in Going to Georgia, a man who has in some way been rejected or spurned by somebody drives to her house with a gun, right? That's what happens in that song. Right? It's also a very jubilant song because nobody gets hurt. He gets there, he's a little crazy, she knows him fairly well, she eases the gun from his hand. It has what seems a relatively happy ending. But I had sort of this moment where I thought, that's just bullshit all around. Right? It's like the song is really jubilant and celebratory, and what's going on is a guy is evincing stalker behavior. And I want to say, as a guy who has had friends who have been like legitimately stalked, fuck all stalkers forever, right? And it's funny, some people who are very young will come up to you at the Mercy and go, I'm kind of stalking you. And you go, no, you are fucking not. Stalking is not funny. It's like bogus, right? So this is why I have just like kicked Going to Georgia to the fucking curb, because it reinforces bad notions of intergender relations, and I don't want to be the guy doing that anymore. Though I have 18 years of having done it, and there's a lot of that recordings available, so in a sense, I'll be doing it long after I die anyway, but the song has been kicked to the curb anyway. This is called Minnesota. It's a better variation on a similar relationship.